Here's how posting a video every single day for 30 days changed my life and how it could change yours too. Hi, I'm Jasmine and welcome to Behind the Process, where I share my creator journey, what happens behind the scenes, and everything I'm learning along the way. So, 30 days of posting. I didn't go viral during those 30 days. I didn't suddenly become successful overnight. And when the challenge ended, my life basically looked the same. But somehow it still changed everything. So how? Well, we gotta zoom back out to where I was, June 2024. At this point, I was burnt out from my full-time job. I remember once where I literally came home and I was unable to decompress even after 3 hours. I laid there on my carpet, doing nothing. I wasn't even doom scrolling, and that's when you know it was bad. My creativity was non-existent, or it felt that way. I was a sole designer at a startup, so I was designing things every single day, but none of it was for me. Every decision needed feedback or approval, and somewhere along the line, I lost confidence in my own judgment. And I stopped wanting to experiment and test things creatively. I just focused on getting the job done. Everything was about deadlines and briefs and things like that. And honestly, I felt guilty wanting more. At this point, I had been in Manchester for 2 years in a stable job, my first UI UX role actually, after pivoting from architecture. So I was in a pretty good spot, and this stability was something I had prayed for 2 years. And I had it, but why did life feel so empty? I had the visa to the country that I wanted to stay in that many of my friends were not fortunate enough. Long story short, we graduated during COVID, and my batch was the final batch that had 4 months post-grad visa after you graduated, as opposed to 2 years that they have now. And during COVID, no one was hiring, so most of my friends had to go home. I managed to stay, and if you've ever had to deal with visas, you know how big of a deal it was that I had a stable work visa to work and live in the place I wanted to. So a part of me was very grateful, and the other part of me was very empty. At that point, my boyfriend and I were doing long distance. He was in another country. My family was on the other side of the world. I was missing birthdays, celebrations, all the things that come with living abroad. I thought that living alone, working a full-time job could get me a car and a dog, or, those kind of things. But financially, I couldn't even do it. So then I was just left wondering what I was working so hard for. Like, is this really the life that I want? So at some point, I realized that not doing anything was also a decision. I reminded myself that my 20s was meant for experimenting and living life, because if not now, when? Today, we have built a community of almost 70,000 people across platforms. I've worked with brands I've loved for a really long time. I built my own digital products and became a full-time content creator. So how did I get from there to where we are now just by posting 30 days straight? First of all, I didn't know that any of this would come from that. I wasn't thinking of virality or even leaving my job to become a full-time creator. I never thought that was in the cards for me. I mean, I've wanted to be a creator or a YouTuber since I was like 9. So it's been decades of dreaming. I just never thought it would be something I would be able to achieve. So anyways, it wasn't in my head. This challenge was purely a creative outlet for me. Something I could play with that was purely mine. So the challenge was to film, edit, and post all on the same day for 30 days straight. It was a lot to do on top of a full-time job, especially when I was already burnt out. But the intensity was partly the point. I needed to get out of my head and stop overthinking or negotiating with myself. I just needed to get it done. I was tired of letting life pass me by, so these videos were just something I had to do. I told myself it could be ugly or meaningless, or, all the fears that I would have whenever I'm making a video. I just had to post it. So basically, it had to be simple enough, something that I could do even on my worst days. And that I did. This was literally one of the videos I made. I remember thinking, I have no capacity to make a video today. But because of this challenge, I wasn't gonna let myself down, so it's literally a video of me writing on a piece of paper. But hey, that's dance. I filmed, edited, and posted on the same day, so the challenge continued. But let me break it down to 3 lessons I learned from this challenge in hopes that maybe you might want to try it out for yourself too. First, confidence does not come out of the blue. Some people are born with it, most people are not. It grows each time you show up. For me, each post in this 30-day challenge was evidence that I could show up. There was no one telling me this wasn't good enough, no one asking for revisions, no one giving me a brief. It was a simple task with a definite end. So that was something my brain could handle. So if you tend to overthink everything before you do them, remember that confidence comes from each action you've done. I would suggest stating the terms of your MVP, minimum viable product. I talk about it more in this video. But basically, it's the bare bones of your project. Ask yourself what the minimum requirements are for your project, something you can do on your worst day. Then show up consistently for that, and confidence will come with it. You're gonna be the person that does what they say they will do. So don't set the bar too high for yourself. Just keep it simple. Second, focus on the bits you can control. For me, I measured success by my consistency of showing up in each video I posted, not how each post performs. Obviously, you want your videos to do well, but sometimes I think that holds us back from actually doing the thing. Because I would spend so much time on each video and then I would post it, and if it doesn't do well, that would demotivate me from doing the next video. Hence the focus on things that I can actually control. I wanted to train myself to show up not just because things are going well, but just because it was something I said I would do. Social media is not stable. Algorithms can change overnight. Your identity cannot come from something so fickle. So make a promise to yourself, something in your control, and do it well. Each time you show up, it enforces self-trust. And don't worry about the external results. It will most likely show up later, but your identity shift needs to start now. It's like if you want to be a baker, you gotta bake cakes. Whether or not someone buys your cake, that comes later. But if you don't even have cakes to buy, what are you gonna sell, and how could you call yourself a baker? So just like that, being a content creator, you actually have to show up. And the more time you do it, the more you become that person. Third, this challenge taught me to pay attention to life, to notice the little things. Because I had to film, edit, and post every single day, I had to think of things to film. That makes you notice things you wouldn't typically notice in your day. For example, I literally made a video about me going out to buy an onion. And it's so simple, but I had so much fun making it. Here's the video. Let's go buy an onion. This is day 6 of filming content every day while juggling my 9 to 5. Having a brand deal or getting paid to do content seems so far away right now, but I know that consistency is everything, and if I stay disciplined, I'll get better and will one day achieve that dream. So I'll keep creating, finding moments in the mundane of the everyday life, like buying an onion for my soup. Thanks for watching. This was a great exercise because I wasn't overthinking it. I had the topic, all I needed to do was have fun and create a story with my shot list. And it honestly gave me a reason to leave the house and go do things. It was pretty fun slowing down and noticing my day, noticing little moments, things I could make videos about. Everything became potential and it pushed me out of my bubble of routine. So if you feel like your life is too boring to film, film anyways. Find something cool out of your day. It could be you making your morning coffee, doing laundry even, or go out of your house and buy an onion. Look, we all live such different lives, and just because something's normal to us doesn't mean it's not interesting to someone else. So don't wait for the exciting moment, create the exciting moment through your storytelling. You can start this exercise by asking yourself, what did I notice today, and write 5 things down. It really is that simple. Fun fact, these videos were filmed on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I'm sure most of you have heard it, it went viral for quite a bit, and making them led me to test different setups, which led to my current setup that has helped millions of people. This camera was the reason I hit my first viral moment. It was such a simple video, I'll show you. But if I had not been doing my 30-day challenge, I wouldn't have posted something like that because I would still be in my head. So I didn't go viral in the 30-day challenge, I didn't suddenly have massive amounts of money rolling in, but it did build me up for the moments that came afterwards. It's incredible what showing up consistently could do. Momentum creates more momentum. I did not know where these 30 days would lead. I only knew I was tired of my life and something needed to change. So I'm glad I took the step. The internal decision happened first. Then the confidence, opportunities, numbers came afterwards. I did the steps, I showed up the best I could, and it just kept rolling after that. Look, I hope this encourages you to take the little steps you want to be taking. And perhaps even try the 30-day posting challenge for yourself. And as always, you don't have to be perfect to start. I'll see you in the next one.